Getting ready for a little all right bet. You're in the right spot. You better know when to hold 'em. Here it comes, baby. We're handing you all of that free money. NCAA football, NFL weekend. Last weekend, we crushed it up a little bit. Hey, Louis, just anytime you want to jump in there. For God's sakes. This
Wanna bet?
Cash money.
It's time for another episode of All Right Bet.
Wanna bet?
No! God, please, no! No!
Tease it. Tease it.
When I want a chicken dinner.
I'd buy that for $1.
Andy, I got to be honest, full retraction on that opener. Louis did tell me he was filling up his coffee. He wasn't back in the booth yet, and I jumped the gun there. So a full retraction and apologies to you, sir.
Got to, right? You got to.
Got to do what's right. The man works hard over here. Got to do what's right.
No doubt.
Got to do what's right.
He's putting in the work. He's putting in the time.
He's putting in the time. He is putting in the time, man. Speaking of putting in the time, the World Series. I mean, they are putting in the time. They played 2 full games in game 3, 18 innings. Freeman hits a walk-off. If the Blue Jays win that game, I had a parlay going with the football games that night. All my football games came in. Just need the Blue Jays to win the game. 18 inning loss. It would have paid $75.
Yeah. I had a Blue Jays Chiefs moneyline parlay 2-1.
Dang it.
Yeah.
You know what? What's the name? Malone, the manager for the Jays. He took himself out of that game, far as I'm concerned. I was like watching the game and getting a little bit frustrated. I'm like, why do you keep going to pinch runners for a guy on first base with an out already on the board in a tie game in the 8th inning in the World Series? Like, he takes Bo Bichette out of the game to put a runner in for him.
Yeah.
Now you lose his bat. Does the same for Alejandro Kirk, who's got a couple home runs and been hitting the ball really well. He's out of the game. Springer leaves the game with an injury, and you take those other 2 guys out of your lineup. You got bench players playing the next 9 innings. I mean, it was like, we're not going to score any runs here.
Yeah, it was kind of like you were like, you need Guerrero to hit a home run to win. And like it was like a minor league team in Vlad. You know,
it was. I thought it was bad managing.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It was like, you know, especially after like they missed a few opportunities, and you're like, the Dodgers, we're toast. But I kept believing. I was like, come on, just give me one.
Just give me one. And I like every inning, I would check my cash out, and they'd be like offering me less than half, and I get insulted, and I'm like, fuck that, no. I should have just took the $40 and bounced, man, but I didn't. I'll have one more hot take here before we get into some of the results from football last weekend. One more hot take for you guys. They're billing this thing as one of the instant classics of the World Series. It went 18 innings. They emptied both bullpens, 15 players on each side, whatever all the numbers are on the damn thing. Ohtani's number line was ridiculous, but I got to disagree. Hot take. This is not an instant classic. This game was a prisoner of modern day baseball. We were sitting around waiting for the home run because no one can fucking hit. 18 innings back in the day. After a couple of extra innings, guys would have been trying to move guys around, hit the ball the other way. If you got you could feel the game back then, like, hey, nobody's getting any runners. They would try to move guys over, hit the other way, bunt the guy over, try to get the run to win the game. And both of these teams were more than happy to, like you just said, we'll wait and see if Vladdy hits it before Freddie Freeman, and we won't pitch to Ohtani. Boring.
Yeah, it unfortunately was a little boring. By the 16th inning, I was like, come on, anyone. I don't even care. Just give me the score. I did enjoy the game. I've enjoyed this. I've actually been a really well-played series. And like,
been great.
It's been really good baseball, I thought. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the last 3 games, at least 2 more. And so either team can win. Blue Jays, man, those guys can light it up, man. They're not afraid. So I'm excited to see kind of how it's going to become must watch the last.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Hit another one last night here. Took the Blue Jays plus the 1.5, Madison minus 6.5, and the over, and took Kennesaw State laying the 9. That parlay came in for me. Liked it. Got a late score from Kennesaw. That helped me out. But hey, man, Now the game tonight. Let's jump on the game tonight really quickly. We got Snell going against Yusavage, however you, I don't know. They're pronouncing it 10 ways. This kid's got a great story. He's got a great story. They knocked Snell around in that first game. They got base runners on him. Got his pitch count up. What's your feel for tonight?
I think with the World Series, I'm just going to bet the Blue Jays. I think it's just betting the dog and this sort of thing. I just think it's close, right? I think both teams are pretty good. I think I texted you after in the middle of game 3, like the Blue Jays are in trouble. And then I went to the bathroom and came back and they were up like 2-1. And I was like, What happened? What did I miss? I just went to pee. So I just think Snell's awesome. Snell's a really great pitcher, but hitting is pretty important, and obviously, so I'm gonna ride with the Blue Jays tonight, whether they win or lose. I'm probably gonna they're gonna be a dog pretty much here on out. That's where I'm gonna be.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm pulling for the Jays to win it. I got that Jays ticket on the World Series. I'm pulling for them to win it just too because of the payroll things and stuff like that. I'm not a Dodger hater, but I'm also not a Dodger lover. Like when I moved to LA, it was fun. Went to the games. I kind of, I like them. I got a Dodger hat and stuff, and a nice little franchise, historic. The ballpark's beautiful. I just kind of think I'd rather see the Jays win it over the big money team.
That ballpark is like so underrated. It's maybe
So
like the third best ballpark in America. It's like, give me Wrigley and give me, Green Monster, definitely. But after that, because the mountains in the back, it's incredible.
Beautiful.
But the Dodgers, for being a rich team, they're not like insufferable. They're actually like they got a lot of likable players. I think Freeman's awesome. Betts is awesome. Ohtani is of course awesome. So they're pretty likable. I think they've done a really good job with spending their money compared to like the Yankees, for example, or the Red Sox. Not that the Red Sox are spending money, but I kind of, I obviously living in LA, I'm surrounded by LA fans. So I am rooting for them to win, but I am kind of with you. I also like the Jays. I think the Jays are a really fun story. So it's kind of a no lose World Series for me.
Yeah, it's fun. I'll be watching it the rest of the way. I'll probably do another one of my parlays tonight, and I'll be on the Dodgers tonight just because I'm going to parlay it so I can still make a little money off that. I just think Snell is a veteran. He's going to figure out what they did to him last time. He's going to figure it out. He's going to be a little harder to hit. I don't know if Springer's going to be in the lineup or not. Looks like maybe not at this point. So if he's out of the lineup and, you got a rookie on the other side, the second time the Dodgers are going to see a rookie, I'm expecting them to hit the ball a little bit. I just think the money's on the Dodgers tonight, and then I'm riding the Jays in the last 2 games, no doubt.
Yeah, I'll be on the Jays, but I'm just going to take the dog on all of them.
Yeah, you can't be wrong. You can't be wrong. It's going to be a competitive series. All right, guys. Hey, let's take a look at what we did last week, Andy. NCAA, we gave out 28 picks. We went 18-10. Again, it's a good weekend. It's a good weekend of picks there. In the NFL, we handed out 18 picks. We went 13-5, as everybody did. The favorites were crushing. We went 13-5 on that, dumped a couple teasers, and there was one in there. I can't remember. Somebody screwed the pooch and got us on a couple losses there. But on the season right now, Andy, we're in NCAA, 184 wins, 77 losses, 1 push. And for the NFL, 118 wins, 49 losses. Guys, I don't even know why you're listening to any other show if you are.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Flip on ESPN bet so they can. If you're listening to gambling advice from the site that's taking your bets, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. That's just simple. That's just simple. All right. Moneyline dogs last week. We've been doing pretty good on moneyline dogs. It was a real anomaly last year. At the end of the season, we were plus wins on moneyline dogs. That was kind of crazy. That was crazy. That does not happen. Yeah. So last week we went 3-4 in college football, handed out 7, hit 3. NFL, we went 0-4, and you know the story with the dogs. Hey, are we going to be Ricky Gervais Happy Dog Rescue, or is it going to be your girl Sarah McLachlan and the Sad Dogs guys? And yeah, Sad Dogs last week. Sad Dogs 3-8. Andy, again, I'm going to take the blame on this one. I had the goal to hand out 4 moneyline dogs last week in college football. That's just too many. That's just too.
How many did you hit?
I hit 1, 2. Yeah, I went 2-4. I went 2. I hit 2, and you hit 1. You get. Oh, you know what? Let's Yeah.
If we had 4, so I had 2, you had 2. We each had 2.
No, we went 3 and
3 and
8.
4.
3 and 8.
Oh,
Yeah. So we pet 11 dogs. We only rescued 3. I went on Old Miss as a money line dog, and they won. I took BYU money line dog. They won, and you were on Memphis. So we gave you 3. You know, depending on what you bet, you probably made a little bit of cash there. Probably made a little bit.
It was a tough one for money line dogs in the NFL. Clearly, you had to be on 2 games, and that's it.
Yeah,
if you were on 2 games, you were out.
You were not getting
one
money.
Of those games, by the way, was the Falcons game. I didn't know. Nobody knew Drake London wasn't playing. Yeah. Nobody knew Penix wasn't playing. And we had ideas. I think that's what's tricky about doing these kind of shows on a Wednesday, right?
It's tough.
Like, you just don't know. And so you're kind of handing them out. And like, especially this week where in the NFL, there's some injuries that, you know, I have no idea. Like Penix is another one. Is Penix going to play? I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I kind of like the Falcons at almost 7, but like, I don't like the Falcons with Cousins at 7.
Right.
I would like them more with Penix.
No, not at all. You would feel you wouldn't have to give that disclaimer on a gambling show either, guys. If you're going to be betting on a team and we're giving you the advice to, hey, take this team this weekend, and then the day before the game, which is 2 days after our show, they announce the starting quarterback and the number 1 wide receiver are out, do not blame me if you put that bet down.
Well, it's also too, you know, last week in the Memphis game, you know, like that spread, I think when we were doing it, it was 3 because we normally do this on a Wednesday. It was 3.
Yeah.
And then on Friday, it got up to 6, maybe even touched 7. And there was a lot of reports that the Memphis quarterback wasn't going to play. Important player, obviously.
Yeah.
And it got up to 7. And then on Saturday morning, it jumped back down to 3. And so clearly he was playing. So if you took South Florida at 7, thinking he's not playing, you were toast.
You ate it.
Saturday, you were toast. So
yeah, you absolutely.
Also, you missed. And if you had Memphis at +7 money line, even better than +3.
+7, beautiful. I wish I would have been able to jump on that. I didn't. You were already on it. That was great news. All right, let's tell everybody how many winners let's just roll the. I always find it fun to just roll through all the names of the winners that we handed out, so you can see that it's legit. And our winners are brought to you as always by the RustBeltClub.com.
Brought to you by the RustBeltClub.com. They make the most comfortable clothes you ever wore, and they're guaranteed to be the most conversational. Put on your Rust Belt gear, and people are guaranteed to get inquisitive. Is that Tom Brady's joint? Where can I grab them cakes? Who won that game? Oh, good morning, counselor. Is that a tooth beer or 2? I know that guy. Ho, that's a haunted water park. Abracadabra. And that's the RustBeltClub.com. It's for folks with an inquired taste.
Acquired taste, great shirts. Go check it out, guys. Get you some. You will not regret it. Now, Louis, cue it up. There it is, baby. Last week, Andy, we handed out 46 total football picks, and we went 36 and 10. 36 and 10. We gave you UCLA, Indiana over. We gave you Nebraska, Ole Miss, BYU, Tennessee, LSU, Ole Miss over. Tulsa, Fire Up Chips, Memphis, and then teasers of college football. We gave you North Carolina, Andy. That was a good one you threw us there. That was a great one, +10.5. They come through. Nebraska, Tennessee, Fire Up Chips again. Memphis, K-State, and Kansas over under. We took the over on that one, teased it down. BYU, Bama, Ohio over Eastern. I gave you that one as a guarantee, if you remember. Southern, SMU covered, and Indiana and UCLA on the over-under. We took the over, teased that down. That was easy money, free money. In the NFL, we gave you the Buffalo Bills, the Eagles, the Ravens, Tampa Bay, Colts, and the Chiefs. Your Chiefs. I got the Chiefs on here. The Chiefs and the Chargers, and we teased every one of those. So that was another 7-8 hits right there. So good weekend. A good weekend in football for us.
Yeah. You know, I said on the other pod in the NFL, I kind of feel like everybody's fat and happy. Everybody's fat and happy from last week. So this week smells like Trap City week, and I'm going to try to bet accordingly. Now I may lose a few, but I'm going to try to bet accordingly. So just watch out for Trap week. Yeah,
you ain't kidding. I was looking at all these games and going, I don't think so. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be rough. But let's jump into a couple of NCAA games. I'll give you a few that I like right off the rip. And as usual, then you jump in with a few of your own. Right off the rip, I am going to buy the point, but I'm going to take Louisville laying 9.5 at Virginia Tech. Louisville, good football team this year. They need to keep winning to be in it. Virginia Tech is not good. I don't care if it's a home game. Get your lunch pail, play the song. Listen, give me Louisville laying 9.5. Yeah, Sandman. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Louisville. I do like Louisville. I think they're one of the teams I thought had a chance to make the plays out of the ACC. They're really good. They just, I feel like Vegas has inflated them. Like last week at home against Boston College, they were like 24.5-point favorites. It was just too many points.
Yeah, too many.
So like even 10, it's pretty much 10 now everywhere. Like, I don't know. I don't think Virginia Tech's good, but do I think Virginia Tech can backdoor that? Yes. So I would be a little careful. It didn't make my list. I'm just saying, like, Virginia Tech has they did it to Cal. Cal should have beat that team last week. It was like 20-10 at half, and then they beat it by 8 in overtime. Virginia Tech did. So they can score. They can score. So it's a be careful game to me, that one. But I'm rooting for Louisville for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to be on it at 9.5. If I can't get 9.5 come game time, I'll be off that, guys, just so you're aware. Texas Tech laying 7.5 at K-State. Now, listen, Texas Tech had their scare already. They got their act back together. They are a legitimate contender to win the Big 12, probably going to get to the college football playoff. This is a good football team this year, and we know K-State is not. They're not. So this thing's at 7.5. If I can get it at 6.5, of course I will. But come on, right? Give me Texas Tech over K-State.
I like K-State. It's on my list. K-State's on my list.
Wow. Okay.
Texas Tech starting quarterback's out. They're going to be playing with the backup, who I think's pretty good. The main guy had a torn ACL. He lost in the Oklahoma State game. So, and they also lost they had a defensive tackle named Gil Howard earlier this month. So it's just, to me, it's not the same Texas Tech team that you're thinking of. And I also think K-State is also not the same team that you're thinking of, which is not very good. Because I think K-State is kind of turning around. I love the K-State coach. I think he's a really good coach. And I think he'll have him ready. You're going to give me a touchdown at home against a Texas Tech team that's not its starting quarterbacks out? Like, I mean, I don't care how – if this quarterback that's playing now was so good, he would have beat the starting quarterback out. I doubt Texas Tech has 2 awesome quarterbacks. Maybe they do. Maybe I'm wrong. But I'll take K-State, and I'll take the 7. You're gonna give me a touchdown. I'll take the 7.
This kid for Texas Tech was the kid that came in at the end of the Arizona State game and took him down and brought him back in the game, and then took him down to score to take the lead. And then the defense gave up that 75-yard drive with like 38 seconds left or whatever, and Arizona State won the game. But this kid is pretty good. I think he's pretty good. You bring up some good points, though.
There was no tape on the kid. This is my point. There was no tape on the kid at that time, and now there's tape on the kid. And like, this coaching staff's good enough. It will be ready. I like K-State a lot. So
okay.
I think 7 is a big number.
All right, fair enough, man. Fair enough. This game, everyone is screaming trap game. Okay, everybody's screaming trap game. The money is going to be flying in on the Florida Gators. Gators at home. This thing reeks a trap game. It reeks a trap game. I'm not buying it. I've watched Georgia all year, and I've watched everybody all year say, this ain't the same Georgia team. This ain't the same Georgia team. Oh, you mean it's not the greatest team in the history of college football for 3 years in a row? Yeah, it's not. But you know what they do every single week? They show up in the second half. Like you say all the time, Andy, Kirby Smart is the best in-game adjustment coach in football right now. No, give me the Dogs laying 6.5 at Florida.
Yeah, well, the game's in Jacksonville, right? It's not a home game for Florida.
Oh, yeah, right.
Cocktail party.
Right.
I mean, I think if you want to bet Florida, here's what I would do, just throwing out there. I would bet Florida first quarter. I would bet Florida first half even. But that's it, right? Like, I think Georgia's going to win. Georgia this year has – because you know what's going to happen at halftime. Kirby is going to happen at halftime. Kirby is, and you just said it, and I'll say it again. I say it every week, the best college football coach in-game adjuster. Like, Georgia is down a lot at halftime. They just are.
Yeah.
Like, they're up 3, and then the end of the game, they win by like 17. And same thing, I think I was texting you or someone else maybe with the Old Miss game. Was that last week? Or maybe it was 2 weeks ago. I don't remember. But Lane, it got up on Georgia. I think Old Miss lost to Georgia. But anyway, and they were up, and I was like, don't worry. By the time the second half, the end of the game, Georgia will win and cover. And they absolutely won by 8 and they covered. So I like Georgia this week. I like the 7. If you give me 7.5, you might have my interest in Florida, but I would ride with Georgia. I'd ride with you.
Yeah, I'm riding with Georgia for sure. And that's an easy tease, guys. We're going to take that. I mean, you're going to tease that down to a pick 'em. Give me Georgia all day. And a pick 'em, I'll be teasing that thing. And speaking of Ole Miss, listen, I like the way they're playing right now. They're at home. You got South Carolina coming in. South Carolina, not that great. Been heading downhill as the season's been progressing. They're not getting any better. This thing's at 12.5. I'm going to be on Ole Miss. I think that they're rolling right now. This is a home game. They're going to win.
Yeah, I just don't want to take. I was on South Carolina last week against Alabama. I like that plus 12.5. It's a sleepy spot for Bama. I think South Carolina on the road is a tougher sell for me.
Yeah.
So I like Ole Miss, and Ole Miss truly has pretty winnable games, and they got to get in the playoffs. Also, this is Lane's audition for any job he wants. And if he wants to go to LSU, he will go there. If he wants to go to Florida, he'll go there. If he wants to go to Penn State, he'll go there. So I think Lane's going to make sure. And he can also stay at Ole Miss, so, whatever. But I think Lane's going to win. I think he's going to cover, and I think Ole Miss is going to go to the playoffs.
Yeah. Listen, he's this SEC guy. Just sidebar really quickly here. He's an SEC guy. He wants to stay in the SEC. Those are dream jobs for him down there. I get that. If I was him, I'd take that Penn State job and get up into Big Ten and start wreaking havoc. It's wide open.
I think I would take the Florida job if I was him, just because I think there's so much talent in Florida, and it's just sitting there for him in Florida.
Yeah. And his offensive coaching style isn't going to be built for games in the snow, so probably not a good choice to go to Penn State.
Right. I don't know why he'd want to go to Rutgers and run that offense in Rutgers in November. So
no, he's not going to want to do that.
Just go to Florida and be done with it.
Yeah, he'd probably do that. All right, let's jump on this. A team we both like. I don't understand why the spread isn't a little more this weekend. Maybe I'm missing something on the injury report, but San Diego State's laying 9.5 at home versus Wyoming. Nah. Give me the Aztecs to cover that. They're going to win this game by 10.
I like that. I like that pick. You know what I like more, though? Is I like the under in this game.
100.
The under, I think, is, to me, the most appealing. It's on my list of games. I had San Diego State, but I also have the under. I just like the under.
Yeah, under's great. We both like San Diego State in this one. Buddy. This is one of those weeks where we're agreeing a lot. We're agreeing a lot here. You're probably not going to agree with this one, though.
Okay.
I'm going to take Auburn laying the 9.5 at home to Kentucky. I think Kentucky's ready to fold up shop. They're not very good. They're bad on the road. Auburn has been fighting all year, has been screwed out of a couple games. And I bring that up to say they haven't rolled over. Usually a team gets screwed a couple times. You only won 2 games and you're 2-5. You start rolling over. They don't. They go to Arkansas. We both were on Arkansas last week. Auburn beats them beats them good. This is a team that has not quit on freeze. I think they lay it on Kentucky.
Yeah, I have Auburn on the list, -10 as well.
What's happening?
So, yeah. I actually think for me, I don't think Kentucky travels very well this year.
No.
They're not a good team. I also think Hugh Freeze is absolutely going to try to beat the tar out of teams like this because he's trying to save his job. His job is he's probably on the way out. I'm not sure why Auburn would sit this coaching cycle out, to be honest. I don't know why they would do it, just because you'd be like, well, you're not going to get the best coach. Like, what, they're going to suck another year? I just don't think they're going to sit it out. So I think Hugh's going to get fired eventually, but I think he's going to try.
Yeah, we both like that one. This is the last one I got on my list. I'm going to jump on the old Pac-12 championship game here. Buddy, we don't do locks on this show, but I'm going to tell you what, if we did, I'd call this my lock of the week. Washington State is only laying 3 points to one of the worst teams in college football, Oregon State. Oregon State's terrible. They're terrible. Washington State ain't setting the world on fire. They're not bad. Give me Washington State laying 3 to Oregon State all day.
Yeah, I like Washington State. It's not on my list, but I do like Washington State. It's only because I think it's low, mainly because I think these 2 teams obviously know each other. They're going to be in the same conference again next year. A lot of kids are probably similar with each other in this rivalry. So, look, I'm tired of losing money on Oregon State. I'm just tired of it. I just find myself always on them. So
get off.
I'm going the other way. This is, of course, the week why Oregon State's going to win. Now that I've said that, but I'm with you. I'm on Washington State.
All right, I'll give you one more reason to make yourself feel good about this pick, Andy. Last year, if you remember, Oregon State pulled the huge upset to win the phony Pac-12 championship and beat Mateer and Washington State, who was a good football team last year. So you think that's going to happen 2 years in a row? No.
It might though. That's my fear. It might. My fear is it might. Like Vegas isn't just giving away money. If they're setting this line at, like at 3, like that tells you. Well, I was going to make this point. I'll make it now, which is like, what a good way to go about it too is if you get a chance on like Sunday when the college lines come out, look at the lines. Just look at them. Don't place a bet. And with the NFL lines Sunday night after the Sunday night game or before it, look at the pro NFL lines. Look at the NFL lines. And then look at them a few days later when you're a bet and see where the line goes. And when the line goes up, like let's use Chiefs Bills, lined open to 1.5. Now it's at 2.5. That tells you professional money is coming in on the Chiefs, right? I don't know what this Washington State, Oregon State money is. My guess is professional money is coming in on Oregon State though. So that tells me that somebody out there, a very smart group of people believe Oregon State has a shot.
Yeah, I don't know, man. To me, that's like you're home dog by 3. You should be good for 3. That's a 6-point spread there in the favor of Washington State. But you're right. If that thing keeps moving, I'm going to keep an eye on it. But I might jump in early right now while I can just buy a 0.5 point and get 2.5 before the thing jumps to 4, 4.5 before kickoff. I mean, that's just where I'm going to be at. I'm probably going to do that. You got any other ones you like before I hit teasers, man? I did not like a lot of games in college football this week.
I'm kind of interested in Liberty -3. They played Delaware.
Okay.
Interested in Liberty. I don't know why. I just think Liberty has been bad this year. But I just go back to kind of the beginning of the year. I thought Liberty, if you would have given me this game, you said Liberty -3 versus Delaware, I'd be like, what's happening? So I'm just going to go with what I believed 2 months ago, that Liberty's not that bad, had a chance to go 12-0. I'm going to stick with Liberty -3. Yeah. Let's see. I like Auburn, got Ole Miss, Wyoming, San Diego State under. I like Ohio State -20, 21.5, 21 against Penn State. Look. Why would I take Penn State? And I just don't know why. Ohio State is not going to lose this game. At the beginning of the year, it was before the season started, it was Ohio State -3. So. Now I'm going to take Ohio State. I just think they're going to kind of keep the train rolling. It's not always pretty with Ohio State, but I think they truck it.
Yeah, they've been doing a little bit of playing with their food, and that Penn State team after Franklin getting fired just makes me nervous. Like, are they going to show up and keep this thing at 20 maybe? Or I just don't know,
Here's 2 or 3 more, and then I'll be done. I'm going to get in front of the Signetti train. I'm going to get in front of it.
Uh-oh.
And look, Maryland at home is pretty good. I'm not saying Maryland's going to beat Indiana. But if you're going to give me 21.5 points.
Okay.
I think Maryland can stay within 21.5 points of Indiana. I do. Do I think Indiana's better than last year? Yeah. But look, it's a lot of points. If they go on the road and beat Maryland by like 50, okay, I won't get in front of the Signetti train again for a few weeks. But I'm going to get in front of it. I'm going to get in front of it here. I'm going to take a shot at Maryland at 21.5. It's a lot of
And Maryland, not a bad football team, and that is a lot of points. I'm too big a fraidy cat.
Maryland can do something that a lot of these teams can't do. They can score. They can score in the game, and they can put up points. And look, I'm saying the final score is like 45-31. Yeah, 45-28. Yeah, maybe. But that covers. Just give me a big cover there. It's a scary game, no doubt. 2 others, I think, I hate that UNLV team. I just constantly hate them. I'm going to take New Mexico +5. I don't like the team. I feel like I've lost every UNLV bet, and I'm going to – so everyone take UNLV -5. Just take UNLV -5. I'm going to take New Mexico +5.
And I was dabbling with this one. New Mexico's been a little darling team of mine this year. Every once in a while I pick them. I've sprinkled a little money, and I've picked a good spot on them all year where I've hit on them. This one makes me nervous, but yeah, this was semi on my list as well. This is an interesting one to watch, guys. That's not a bad pick at all. New Mexico, I almost had them on my money line dogs this week, but I was like, maybe not. But they're good.
The other one I have, and I've lost on this team a bunch this year, but I'm going to take them again. I can't help it. I hate Army. I just hate Army. I love our Army. I hate this Army team.
You know, every time you say
gonna-
that, they just cut that part out at the end, and they just keep bombing us with clips of Andy St. Clair saying, "I hate the Army."
I hate the Army. I do. I love our Army, but I don't like this Army football team. I'm going to go with the Flyboys. I'm going to take Air Force, who is, I swear to you, I've lost like 3 times just on the Air Force money line this year. So I'm going to ride with Air Force one more time. This is our last flight, Air Force, for us this year. Last flight. If you win, we'll have another one. If you lose, I will say good luck to you. I will see you next year, Air Force. But I'm going to take Air Force money line. And that is a dog. You can put that in the money line dogs, by the way. I also would take them at +1.5. So
okay. All right. We're putting the Air Force in the money line dogs. By the way, just to back the train up a hair here. I think maybe we got a new segment, man. I think maybe we got a new segment with that clip you dropped a minute ago with when I said that's not going to happen again. And you said, yeah, but it might. I think, yeah, but it might is a good segment for us. We may need to put that one in. All right, Pat.
Hey, I have to tell you, also, I can't put Air Force in a money line dog. They're now the favorite at -1.5. So take them out. Take them out.
Take them out.
But still, take Air Force.
Take Air Force on the money line. Love it. Love it. All right.
That's a good example right there. Good example, right? If money is coming in on Air Force.
Yep.
People, the pros, the smart, I will say this too. And this is a weird quirk. I don't love when a team's like a 1-point dog, then flips to a 1-point favorite. I don't know why. I just never like betting on that team now as a 1-point favorite. I don't know why. Anyway,
I can tell you why. I can tell you why.
Because they lose.
No, because they're now the favorite, and that is not sexy to you.
Right,
I don't know the preference between blonde, brunette, whatever, but they just become the other one, and they're not cute to you anymore.
I don't normally like those teams, but I am gonna go. I'm gonna go with Air Force -1.5.
Okay. All right. Let's jump on it. All right. I'm going to run down these touchdown teasers with a little surprise at the end of it here. You tell me if you like it along the way. Okay. Here we go.
Can I say this, by the way, before you tell me this? And I feel like I need to say this about once a month.
Sure.
You really shouldn't be teasing college football games. Rarely is it needed. Just FYI.
Here, I'll tell you what, you're probably right. But here's what I do. Is usually like during the course of my betting for the week in college football, I'll put together a little parlay, and on my website, it'll give me like, here's what you're playing regular. And then underneath I can just click a little tab and say, would you like to tease the exact same bet? Yeah. And a lot of the times I tell you what, man, it really fucking saves me. I just go, I'll go ahead and do that for an extra 5. And then boom, I hit for 35, make my money back on a bunch of bets. And I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? This week,
I just rarely do it. I've tried it a little bit this year more than normal, but I rarely do it.
Yeah, it's hit or miss. It's hit or miss. So this week, here's who we like. Okay. Memphis -7 at home to Rice.
Yeah, probably. I am a little nervous. I mean, Memphis is going to win because they have to, because they got Tulane and Navy coming up. So Memphis has a shot now at the playoffs again, but they got to run the table. They cannot let Rice hang in there. So yes. I talked myself into it.
Love it. Love it. This one I really, really like. La Tech at home laying 9.5 to Sam Houston. They're abysmal. And La Tech's in the hunt for the league.
So are they 16-point favorite?
Yeah. 16 and a half against the 9.5. Love it.
Yeah. Okay.
Vandy +9.5 at Texas.
As you know, where I'm at, the other one, I like the under in this game a lot, and I like Texas money line a lot in this game. I think Vandy's going to be overwhelmed. It's real to me. What's going to happen? I think Texas is going to be up like 7 in the third or fourth quarter, and is Diego going to start having to force a little bit on that Texas defense? And if he does he turn the ball over? And if he does, that's the problem for me. Yeah. I know you like Vandy. I like Texas. You see it a different way, but that's an absolute by the book teaser.
Yeah, 9.5. Now, funny that you hemmed and hawed on that one, because I have that one circled at the end. We're going to come back to that one because it's a little tricky as well. Okay, this one I think is a no-brainer. Houston is only laying 6.5 at home to West Virginia. Stop it. Give me that.
Wait, they're laying 14, right?
Well, this is the teaser. Yeah.
Yeah, you're teasing them down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of like. I thought about putting West Virginia at plus 14 in there because Houston's coming off that incredible game. They were really good against Arizona State. Look good. So I always get a little nervous the next week. But Houston's similar to La Tech to Memphis. Like, kind of got to win. Don't think they're going to win the conference, Houston, but they have it. There is a path. There's an absolute path.
Sure.
So
sure.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Get that bad boy at 6.5. Come on. I'm going to take that. You know what I mean? Louisville -3 at Virginia Tech. We already talked about that. Come on. Louisville -3, Virginia Tech. I'm going to take that. Here we're back on Indiana, Maryland here, but here's why. And this is what I'm doing every single week, and I have not missed yet. I swear to God. I take Indiana, whoever they're playing, tease the over down, and I hit it. And this week, that's Indiana, Maryland, over 43.5 points. Yes, please.
Yeah. I mean, both these teams, I think, are hitting the 20s. So I don't
easily, right? Slam dunk.
You could also tease Maryland at 28.5 would be kind of, you got to get in front of the Signetti train to do it. But
yeah, you could. I think the safest play there, though, if you're doing any kind of tease on this game, is tease that over down.
Yeah.
Boise State laying 10 at home to Fresno. I know we have touted Fresno. Last week, they really hurt us. We were like, let's get on the dogs here. Didn't go well, but it was a home game. But again, Fresno traveling to cold weather, traveling to go play Boise. Give me Boise -10 in this one.
Yeah, I like Boise at 17 too. So I like Boise at 10.
Yeah, that's probably good. Western Kentucky -2.5 points at home to New Mexico State.
Mm-hmm. They're 9. Yeah, under a field goal.
Love it under a field goal. New Mexico State, not that great. Western Kentucky has a little bit of a path themselves. Michigan, Purdue, just tease the over down to 43.5. Michigan might get there by their damn stuff. If at the very least they're going to get to 38. They're going to get up around there. I'm not going to be long-winded here, but Michigan, Purdue, tease it down to 43.5. Take the over.
Yep.
We already talked about San Diego State, Wyoming, so just tease that thing down to 3. Field goal game. San Diego State.
Also tease the under. Go under. So.
Oh yeah.
I like
tease the under. So I have already put this in as one giant 10-play teaser. I omitted the Vandy game. I didn't go 11 teams. I took Vandy out just in case. Played all these other group of 5 teams mainly on here, a couple of Power 4s. Played it. 10-team teaser. All right. If you play the 7-point teaser and you put $10 on it, you're going to win $195. Now, here's what I did for the smart money. I just bumped it up to 8 points. So I got everything under a field goal or under a touchdown or under a, you got everything where you wanted. If you tease this thing at 8 points, put $10 on it, hits for 140. Let's go.
I like it.
It's already in.
It's got a chance. I think
it's already in. I love it, man. I love it. We'll move on for the teasers real quick. Like to run those down. Some people like to just play that safe money on the weekend. Go ahead and do it. Now, Andy, we've been skipping the Akron 5 every week because it just hasn't been worth it. We kind of got off it and we're like, yeah, it was fun while it lasted. But now this week.
What about this? Don't worry, Wally. Dean Elias assured me that we're dealing with real sportsmen.
Gentlemen, this is your home field, so please take the ball.
All right, Dillos, let's get it on.
Now I'm only jumping back on the Akron 5 bit this week. They're on a bye. So they can't get a win. But they knocked off Buffalo last week, and boy, did that mess up my college football day. I'm telling you what.
Yeah, they were good. They play on Tuesday, by the way, of next week. So you can find the spread somewhere. They play UMass. They should beat UMass. I don't know how many wins that is, but they should win that.
If they beat UMass, I think it takes them to 4.
There we go. So, and then they have, I don't know who they have left, but yeah, they should beat UMass. So
they have played absolute MAC spoiler. They have ruined Central's chance of probably winning the MAC, and then they just ruined Buffalo's. I'm like, those were 2 teams that we had at the beginning of the year in the hunt for the MAC. Akron's only 2 conference wins against those 2 teams. What the fuck?
Somehow they lost to UAB. I'm looking it up right now. They got 3 wins. All right. So they beat UMass next Tuesday. Beat that. That's 4. What's the over? It's 4.5. Oh, I'm going to get this shit. And then they play the next week. They play Kent State. That is a winnable game.
Kent State pretty decent, but yeah, Akron's playing better.
And then they go to Bowling Green. So They got it. They got to win the next two at home.
Yeah.
They got it. Kent State's the game. Kent State's the game for the over for me.
They got to win the next two. They got to win the next two at home. They got to. Well, touching on the Akron 5, buddy, you might hit that fucking bet.
It's got a shot. They got. I don't know how it got there, to be honest. If you'd have told me they were going to beat Buffalo and Central Michigan, I'd be like, no way.
No, it's a live dog. That is a live dog right now. Speaking of dogs, let's get back to them and see who are we petting this week in college football.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No, he's
Can I
sleeping.
pet that dog?
We're going to pet that dog right now. Okay, I'm going to give you one that I really, really like, and you can tell me I'm crazy. I'm going to jump on Belichick this week. The last 2 weeks, it has looked like they have slowly gotten better. 2 weeks ago, they go out to Cal and lose by a point. No, that was this week. They went out to Cal, lose by a point.
They lost to UVA this last week.
UVA, yeah, you lost to number 16 UVA by a point. And I was right. 2 weeks ago, they go out to Cal and lost by 2 points. Cal, also a 5-2 football team. I think Billy has started to get the guys together and figure out how to game plan this college stuff. I think he's doing a little better. I'm going to take North Carolina at Syracuse this week on a money line dog. Give me Belichick to get the big